what we have here is 3 different chests. Now, these all, well, normally would have different things in, but so that one's collecting cobblestone, which has been separated. If you look underneath, you just can see it. There's a diamond pipe, which we were talking about earlier. You can have multiple set up on the same route. So this one here will take away the dirt, which there is none of at the moment. Well,
cobblestone going into this one, I think.
This one there's only dirt.
Oh, I thought I saw.
Or there should be only dirt. This one is cobblestone, and this end one is cobblestone and gravel, because, well, you hardly find any gravel really compared to dirt and cobblestone. Right, in the next room we have
so these are the chests where the stuff from the quarry is going into?
Yeah, they're the stuff where the quarry is going into. Right, now in this room we have recyclers. And why are they turned off? Ah, shite. Hang on, I'll just pick up all the crap that's lying on top. Right. That could have been why there was lag. Because for me it's just sped up.
Oh my god, yeah, I've got a much better FPS now. I was running about 5, I was already tell you to stop a sec because I need to restart my computer because I was on like 10 FPS. Now I'm on 30, okay.
Note
That's
to
not
self.
how to play Tekkit.
Keep the engines running. Right, what we have here, whilst the items eventually, like, yeah, we could do is speed them. What we have here are recyclers. Now, from the chests in there, we have these pipes coming out and into these. Now, these little things will change whatever you put in into. They have a percentage chance. I should say
12.5%.
Well, you know the math.
Yeah.
But it's that percentage chance of making scrap
per block. So
yeah, per block. So obviously you don't want to be putting in diamonds because there's only a 12.5% chance they'll make scrap. Because that'll be quite crap if you put one in and then it disappears.
It would be quite scrap. Yeah, carry on.
Don't be a comedian ever. But anyway, so these are creating scrap, and now they're going into the next room. And the reason why we have 3 of these is because, well, 3 different block types. We want 3 different ones. We don't want all 3 then going into the same one. Now these also you can speed up.
What's that beeping noise I can hear?
That is the mass fabricator. Now that is extremely end game stuff.
And extremely loud game stuff as well.
Yes. This little thing, yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
This little thing is a mass fabricator. Now you'll see the scrap going in there, which I think you can also use to have a percentage chance of making any random item, which is quite interesting really. But obviously we want to use it in the mass fabricator more than anything. Now this mass fabricator, I believe, takes 1 million EU to make 1 UU matter. That little pink thing, well for me it's pink.
Yeah, it's like a pinky purple.
Yeah, it's the same texture. Right, so it would normally take 1 million EU to create 1 of them. However, with these scraps we're using, they increase the progress each. I actually don't know how much they increase it by, but obviously the more you have, the less energy it takes to create a UU matter, which that little thing over there is. So obviously we have 3, so as you can see there's quite a consistent line of scrap coming in, so it's not using nearly as much as energy as it would normally take to create this UU matter. Now the only reason, well, we use UU matter for is to make this set of armour that I'm using, which Jason is still yet to get because we need to get more things.
I'm rocking the old school diamond armour. Yeah.
Basically, I'm using a quantum suit. This is as far as I'm aware, the very end.
Yeah, it's pretty much the best armour in the game.
However, with Jason's gear, it's just damage related. mine doesn't have a damage related percentage. Instead, it has a energy usage. So each of the pieces of gear I have a different ability. Like the boots, I believe, are the run quicker ones. If I just
I thought they were the bouncy ones.
Yeah, the boots are the bouncy ones. The legs are the run faster ones. The chest prevents incoming damage, I believe, and the helmet, which is a very handy one if you don't want any of that other stuff. It means you don't have to have food. You'll be able to breathe underwater.
Basic, and you don't take fire damage as well.
Is that the helmet?
Yeah, I think you said you don't take fire damage because you tried swimming in lava and you didn't.
Oh yeah, that might be it.
So you pretty much become invincible. It's GG then, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, obviously, obviously the reason why I have this gear is because it's incredibly endgame stuff. And we have the ability to do it now after several, don't know how many days of playing this game. Matter can be changed into just about anything, really. However, the only reason I use it personally is to make the iridium. Hang on, if I take 7, I'll show you. Right. No, wait. Is this
you can
yes,
make
it's
me
7.
my
No, I'll just show you this first of all. Right.
This is the factory,
right.
by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Actually, I'll give it to you. If you make a go into that, you get a chance to explain them what you're using there later on. But obviously, you'll see iridium. It's a little white.
It's not sugar.
As you can see, it can be used to make
ore.
just about anything. Yes, iridium ore is what you want if you want this gear that I have. So yeah, you've got that there. However, it's not as easy as just having the iridium ore. You need quite a few other things. So you have that one iridium ore. You'll need several dozen more. Advanced alloys. I'm sure you'll get around to showing them that later on, right? So he'll show you them later on. So if you now you may be thinking, how the hell do we get that much EU without we're just using solar panels really, or any other thing? Well, the easiest way and the safest way, as strange as it's going to sound, is to use nuclear reactors.
Which mod is that part of? Is that part of industrial craft?
I think it's industrial craft. I don't hold me to that.
I remember which one. Yeah.
Now that alignment that's in there is the easiest one that I've found.
Yeah, it's the basically one that's pretty much impossible to explode. Because nuclear generators do have a tendency to melt down and sort of explode and cause mass destruction and pain throughout the world.
And obviously when you have that underneath the factory, there is a high chance of it going kaboom.
Yeah. Eventually we could just put them all, when the quarry's finished digging, we could just put them all in there, and if it exploded it wouldn't really cause as much damage, but...
It still would. I mean, now you may be thinking, one nuclear reactor in the safest alignment, is it going to give you the most EU? You're right, it isn't going to give you the most EU. That's why you don't just make one, you make 5.
Yeah, and also for there isn't just one block here, there's actually... Is it 5, 6 around surrounded by one? Yeah, because it's one in the middle and then 6 surrounding. So you need 7 altogether, don't you?
Yeah. If you come up here, I'll show you the. We also have an MFS unit hooked up to these.
Yeah, we haven't, because what happened is, in your infinite wisdom, you thought it'd be safe to hook up the nuclear generator straight to the recyclers, and it sort of exploded. It wasn't a big explosion, but it destroyed the machine.
It may have exploded. Right, as you'll see down here, we have this also. This is also, we use this in the house. This is the heaviest insulated cable. Now, I really would recommend using this. I don't think you can use anything other than this for the nuclear reactors.
You have to use the heaviest one for nuclear.
Alright. So obviously, you see these four. There's also one underneath, the one that we showed you, all heading up to this MFS unit, which, as you can see, is still gaining power, even though the mass fabricator and the recyclers are all on. So these are all safe. They generate a lot of energy. The only problem is you need lots of uranium.
Pretty much all the stuff in there is all like the most end-game machines, pretty much, aren't they? Although I don't think the recyclers are that end-game.
No, the recyclers aren't.
But the mass fabricator definitely is.
Now, these things, you may have seen them on the map. They're like little diamonds. Right, starting over here. These are basically a massive cheat.
Yeah, but it's a legit cheat.
Yeah. Right, so what we have here is a... wait, we haven't talked about them yet.
We can do
This
that
is
now.
an energy condenser, this little box in the middle. It's basically a chest, so whatever you put in the top left, what it will create using whatever you put in the rest of it. So if I put 64 cobblestone, it will take the...
turn the cobblestone into the diamond.
God damn it.
Each one block is worth one... Well, no, each... For example, one cobblestone is worth one EMC, and each item has an EMC value. Well, most items. So diamonds,
Some of the
isn't
mods
diamond
don't.
like 7,000 something, isn't it, I think? So you need
yeah,
7,000
something
odd blocks of cobblestone to make one diamond. But
So if I
what
dump
here
that-
is we've sort of...
Now this is a Mark 1 energy collector array. Now as you'll see, there's the energy condenser in the middle, and then there's these four...
Which can be used as a standalone thing as well, you don't need all this stuff
Yeah,
around.
it can be. They may have seen that in our house. as
I'll be
well.
making one.
These are antimatter relays. Now, it may look like we have four, but we also we have one on top of the box as well to try and use it efficiently. Now, these, if you click next to them, they have energy collectors. Now, the energy collectors, if you surround them in glowstone, or put a piece of glowstone on it, will generate EMC from nothing. Well, from the light from the glowstone, which is free, pretty much. So if you have an energy collector next to an antimatter relay, the antimatter relay is like a storage box, I suppose you could say, of storing all of the EMC that the collectors gather. Now, if you then connect them to the energy condenser like we have, it will send, instead of storing it in the relay itself, it stores it in the energy energy condenser. So it generates stuff for you. Now, this array we have here is a Mark 1 array, so it's the very basic array.
Which is still fairly fast for what, considering you're getting stuff for free, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to make one of these because right away, because it does cost a lot of diamonds. So you want to try and make
these things are really expensive.
I mean, even just the Mark 1s are expensive. Now, you see the... now, you can put just about anything. So here we have uranium. So we don't have to go and mine uranium ourselves to power the nuclear reactors, which is ideal. Admittedly, it's not running that fast. Now, this is still a Mark 1. Now, which one of these is Mark 2?
Some people also have problems as well with putting uranium in energy condensers. We don't have that
No,
problem, but some people do.
No, that was solved. Duncan said, yeah, it was solved because of 3.03.
Oh, did that update?
I think
right, okay.
Yeah. So, well,
Is this a Mark 2?
Eternus fuel you can get to later, I suppose. I mean, it's difficult to explain because it's basically endgame.
This is all the equipment exchange stuff, this is. But
yeah.
Eternus fuel,
right.
really, you only really need it for destruction catalyst, the philosopher's stone, and yeah.
Right, now this is a Mark II array. It's the same design as the other one, however, instead of it being a Mark 1 energy collector, Mark 1 antimatter relay, these are Mark II, which to do so you need dark matter, which this Mark II collector is generating for us. Now you'll see the EMC rate increasing much faster than a Mark 1. So when you can, you want to upgrade, obviously. So you can gather this stuff at a better rate. Right now, this one next to it is a Mark 3. It's, as again, the same setup as the others. However, instead of being Mark 2, it's Mark 3. And you'll see the EMC generating a lot faster. So these are the very end game stuff. However, they cost a lot. You need red matter, first of all, which requires, off the top of my head, 3 dark matter and 6 turnless fuel, I believe. That's why we've got it
dark
in here.
matter alone, EMC value is, what was it? It's
a
100,
lot. It's 130.
Yeah, so essentially, say 130,000. That's 130,000 cobblestone blocks you'd need to make 1 dark matter. And to make a Mark 3, sorry, a Mark 2, you need how much dark matter? It's 1 for each thing. You need 18 dark matter.
Yes. You need 18 dark matter to make a Mark 2 array. Now a Mark 3, you
red
need
matter, which is 200,000 something EMC, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
So-
but to make it initially, you need a 3 dark matter in the middle, and then 6 eternalist fuel along the bottom 3 and top 3. Now that'll make 1 red matter. Now that is a very expensive. So in total you need, let's think about this now, try to do math off the top of my head late at night.
What you do, you need 18 times 3.
18,
It's just 18 times 3, and that's how much dark matter.
Yeah, no, 18 times 4, because you originally...
Oh yeah, you need...
yeah, to get to Mark 3 you need a Mark 2. To get to Mark 2 you need a Mark 1.
But it's a lot,
So you have to make a Mark 1 antimatter relay, and then upgrade that to make a Mark 2. Now to get a Mark 3 you need to get a Mark 2, and then upgrade to a Mark 3. So it gets a lot more expensive. However, they generate a lot faster. So if you can, well,
Once
do
you,
it, basically.
It's kind of like a snowball effect. Once you got one going, then you can just put diamonds in one, then you use that to fuel to make a second one, then you got 2 going, and then 3, and then you can use them. Eventually you can afford an upgrade, and the snowball effect, it just keeps getting easier and easier as you go along.
I mean, we have 2 Mark 3s at the moment, 1 Mark 2, and the rest are Mark 1s,
And those Mark
I believe.
3s, we had all these ones here, and it still took a long time to make that red matter. But eventually we'd like to cover the whole roof full of Mark 3 energy collectors, and then it will be
Little things.
These
These
things
are
are awesome.
These are block breakers. I don't know what mod they're part of, but they're freaking...
I have a feeling it might be red power, funnily
You might
enough,
be right.
because it uses those red stone
That's true,
pneumatic
yeah.
pipe things as well.
Right, as you can see, this is a normal cobblestone generator, except there's a block breaker in the middle of it.
Let's actually show where the cobblestone goes, because
Right, yes.
it's kind of just like the energy collectors, but just another way of doing it.
It's not as fast though, but it's
No,
cheaper.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot cheaper. These the energy condenser. Energy condenser. We've got the glowstone dust in that one. So
Yes, that got
these are the
used.
chests that were inside those energy collectors on top of the factory roof. They're the same chest.
They look pretty
And
freaking
basically,
cool.
you can't even see because the cobblestone's going in so fast. But you saw it there.
If you click on another one,
They're
like
all
this
going
one.
in too fast. Yeah, you can see the cobblestone just instantly get turned into.
Now that's what you want. You don't want it building up.
Which it has done a few
stockpile.
times in some of them.
It has done, yes. And especially the fact that those pipes we're using are smarter than normal Buildcraft pipes. If this chest was full, the pipe will no longer send a signal, send the items to it. So instead of it just like getting to the chest and going, oh crap, it's full, and then spewing it everywhere, it doesn't send it to it in the first place. It will instead revert to any of these other
Pipes
ones.
actually work alongside the machine. They don't. They're not just like an addition. They decide whether or not they can fit in the chest or not.
Yeah, they're smart pipes basically. So if you don't want crap like all over the place because the chest is full, then use those pipes. However, if one of these, I should say, since we have 4 of these, the reason why we have 4 is because the amount of block breakers we have
is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And these are all nearly at optimum speed of creating the cobblestone and then changing the EMC value. That's about it.
I think it is, yeah.
I mean, there are more machines we could use.
We haven't even started on Railcraft at all yet, which is really cool mod. But
especially the different types of rail, because there's so many different types.
Yeah, it is more of an end game mod as well. It's not going to be something you're going to be using early on, like some of the stuff from Buildcraft and Industrial Craft.
That's the thing with Tekkit. I mean, this house started out as pretty much this boundary here.
Yeah, where this marble
is.
Machines. Yeah. And then we just...
And obviously, as you can see, the more resources we got, the bigger the place got, because, well, these machines take up quite a bit of room. I mean, you're going to talk about the pipes themselves in your video. Yeah. So I'm not going to bother talking about that. Yeah, that's about it, really.